Okay, I think this is pretty much everyone.
Yeah, I mean, no one else is going to join. Let's get the party rolling. Party.
Yeah.
Right. I guess we don't have Fab here to do the big opening ceremony thing. How sad. So we will just declare, what is this one, the ninth one? Right?
Yeah, it's the ninth.
Right, ninth one.
It's crazy.
Start off, yeah, happy 1 year anniversary. I think this is the first one after this, yeah, it's the first one after the anniversary. So going a year strong. Let's keep it going for another one. But we'll rock off the. Oh, who's that? I see. No, that's you, Val. Okay, I thought that was happening. We'll rock off the start here because I know Val has a lot to say. Got a long list, so we'll leave him to it. So Val, take it here. Getting back to our project. Nice.
Yeah, that's right, project. That's what I thought. Let me get the list just real quick.
I'm just gonna stare you down.
As you should. Get out of my face, project.
Val, have you got the list, or do you want me to bring it up?
Yeah, I have a list. I'm just trying to find it. Don't remember where I put it.
Hang on a minute. I should have pinned it. There you go. Look, I'll pin it in the thingy channel. There you go. Oh wait, didn't not go through there. Pinned it. It's this one. Hang on, I'll put the link to it in the mic. There we are. Do you see it?
Yeah. Here, what? It needs to be done at every Senate meeting. What is it that Fab says before we start?
What do you mean?
There's a
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't. I could go and run and get the book. Normally I write in it.
no.
It's fine. I'll save it till after. That's what I usually do now. Are you gonna start?
Technical difficulties. Just give me a second.
No. Okay. All right. Where's Fab when we need him?
Okay, let's get this meeting started then. Um, Welcome everybody to I believe it's the ninth Senate. Hold on.
You put it up as the ninth. It's up there as the ninth, so I'm guessing it is.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome everybody to the ninth quote unquote annual Senate meeting within the our grand kingdom of Raykara or Creed, if you're a nostalgic.
Did you say Grand Kingdom?
Yes, it is a grand kingdom. It is grand.
That's the wrong duchy.
Shut up, Toddles. Let's see. First, before we cover anything important, I want to welcome the new mayors that we have from Magalia. Great to have you guys. Um, it's a very cool thing that you did, Toddles, letting us take a huge chunk of your duchy. I think that's
For
pretty
free. For free.
for free, which
I
is
wanted money, and then I realised how poor you are,
Recall the
so I
debt later.
felt bad.
here's the thing. It's a cool thing that you did. It was a very cool thing.
It was.
Let's see.
To make up for it, I conquered Tremens.
So true, so true. Everyone join Duke's Tremens Nation when you get the time, by the way.
No, it's not Duke's. It is absolutely mine.
It
It
might
is mine. I do everything. All Duke does is grind, and then I do all the expansion.
so true.
I'm doing so much better than he ever would.
Everyone join Toddles
I'm gonna take over Asharia, actually, because of this. Because
from
I've realized how much better I am.
from Tremens. Yes, I would like to see that happen.
I didn't know Shari was a Tremens nation, but fair enough.
So true. Let's see. The first thing I would like to discuss and go ahead and get out of the way is the peninsula cleanup, which we got a good chunk done a few weeks ago, but we still have a bit of a mess still lying around. So I would like to decide what day would be best to continue the cleanup.
Probably a weekend again. When did we do it last time? Like, what was the date or the day?
I think it was over a weekend.
Well, there were a lot of people that showed up to that. To be
Yeah,
fair, I was quite surprised.
yeah,
And
yeah,
the thing is, as well, it was people from like
yeah,
all around Australia and whatnot. So it's nice to see them show up.
yeah.
The only thing
We had a pretty
is
good
that
time.
I mean, we destroyed a lot of stuff and we absolutely like demolished them castles. It's like a pack of fucking piranhas. But the thing is that it's more than just a demolition job, especially that town, because they've like freaking flooded like the whole thing pretty much. So it just needs a fat dirt layer over it.
Right.
Um, I mean, I don't know. I'd say maybe about a third of it was destroyed, which isn't bad, but there is a lot more that needs like doing. And there's some like terraforming bits because they've just taken like whole chunks out of like hills and shit. So, but I reckon maybe one or two more with that same like turnout, which means obviously planning ahead. I'm not saying let's just do it next week. Maybe do it in 2 or 3 weeks, just so everyone that wants to come knows about it. But I think if we actually got our heads down and did it, it would probably be done in 2 or 3, the whole thing, and then yeah, we'll be sorted. I don't really know what else would be done with it other
Yeah.
than the resources, but I suppose they just get split up because it's not in the Narroway claim anymore. So
Yeah.
yeah, if anyone's got like any preferred dates or any suggestions, that's not maybe coinciding with something else, then let us know.
Yeah, yeah. If anyone has any suggestions for the date, just leave them in the nobility channels, and we'll take it into consideration.
Or a public one if you plan on going. Right. But yeah, that's cool. What's next? What is
Let's
that?
see. Let's see next. I would I would like to have some updates from the mayors here. Updates on any projects going on, any developments concerning their towns. Um, if anyone would like to come up here and speak, that's now would be a good time.
Yeah, just raise your hand or just type it out. Up to you. We do have quite a few mayors here, so say your bit if you want. If not, I'll start.
Let's get Dalek up here.
So,
Hello? So, hello?
Hello.
hello.
Alright. So regarding the town I have of Solitude, we just dealt with one event. We purged everyone that basically was a heathen or what this the debate as one. So we just established I guess you can call it an Asharian research center, which currently its main objective is to allocate the whole history of the area, Creed, Asharia, Raykara, like that. We're gonna go about worldwide too, and in terms of the updates, it's gonna be a small infrastructure rebuild. There's gonna be recruiting for the school and also for the town. But other than that, that's basically the update that's going on right now.
Very nice.
Sounds good.
That's all I have right now.
All right.
Come on, Jakub, just go. Why is he not? There he is.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Right, please bear with the sound quality, but yeah, my mic is in ruins. But for Bohema, we have recruited quite a lot of people now. Most of them have joined the Bannerman, and we're also working on more projects in terms of buildings, house buildings, so people can actually live in the town. And we were also looking forward to making new jobs, RP jobs, and practical jobs in town as well, so people can be more, I guess, active. And that's about it.
Very nice. Very nice.
Come on, Bohem, a W.
So true.
Adam, I don't know if you want to say anything. I know you've got things, but I don't know if you want to. Up to you. I'll leave it to you. Anyone else? If not, I'll go. 'Cause I haven't got a lot. 3, 2, 1. Okay, no, nothing. Pretty dead. Hmm? What? Okay.
Okay.
What are you saying?
What are you saying?
I couldn't. I was speaking and then you said something, so I stopped to ask what you said.
No, go on. Go on.
Okay. Right. Well, obviously my ball in town, as always, is dead. No fault of my own. Wink, wink. It is. I only have one house, so is what it is. And the guy recently left, but he did build some things, so that was nice. But I've already Hector mode. I've already asked to take some screenshots, so I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to actually shockingly advertise for my little s-hole to do things. I've claimed some ruins because I thought they were cool, so I'm going to make lore out of them, the dreaded L word. But yeah,
Get your town into the nation claim, please.
yeah, okay.
Please.
Well, yeah, I do. That's my. Anyway, I'll talk more about ads and stuff in a bit after Val has said all his things, because I have some things to say about it. But other than that, full game as always. No, really fast development. Not really. I built the walls, but it's depressing doing everything on your own. So, yeah, going through it.
I mean, in fairness, your town wasn't really meant to be like a town. It was meant to be like a little like
Yeah,
a fort or a settlement.
yeah. I mean, that's still what I'm kind of basing it around with the quote unquote law.
Right.
But I've adapted it on the wiki page, which you should all check out because it's really good.
So true. Check it out.
But yeah, I don't know if anyone else wants to update their towns, but yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, lightly gone. I guess you're gonna type it out. I'll read it out. And this is from this is for everyone that's not in game, which I'm pretty sure they are actually. So what's the point in me even reading it out? So.
I'm not.
Oh, well, too bad. No, I'm joking. Just saying that Lightly saying just that Raykara's got a lot of projects going on at the moment.
Oh, that's boring. Didn't
Yeah,
have
I
to
know.
read it up. Boo! Say something interesting.
Trying to make houses and start schizo recruiting. Yeah, I think we're all in that camp with schizo recruiting. And trying to get ideas for events. That's good. That's good. We're not really doing any of that at the minute, which isn't good. Other than the build one, not the build ones, like the peninsula one. So, yeah, if you come up with any more, sharing is caring. Same with everyone else. If you have any ideas, just tell us, please, so we can do something. I know some of you have ideas, but you're not sharing, so it's okay. Anyone else before we move on? No. Okay, next. Val? Are you there? Val? No. Val, he's died. Again. Wow. I believe you just died. That's not. I'm guessing the difficulties are still ongoing. Anyway, I've got the list of what Val wanted to go over. So if Val is still dead, then I can carry on with Val's thing off. But if we can through, come on. The thing is, with the stuff that Val has left, it's very vague. So I'm not exactly sure what is. Okay, right. I'm guessing that Val's just going to remain dead for at least a few minutes. So, oh, where's the thing gone? Let me close that so I can. Oh. Right, so I'm just going to carry on with Val's kind of not really left off because Val has died. So, next on the list, I'm not too sure at all what this is about, but Val wants to review the Constitution. I have no idea exactly why. If anyone does, please say. But that's something I'll probably leave for Val, who will have a better explanation. We'll move past that one. Oh, this is convenient. Discuss events and go over ideas. Well, I'm not sure how many of you have ideas. I know some of you have got kind of like small scale ones, which is nice, and I think you should definitely go through with them. But just let us know because we can help. And the thing is that we can push your event ideas like into the main Sharia Discord, and we could get like a lot of people to come if you want that to be the case. You don't, obviously it doesn't have to. Fishing event, see, boom, easy. That's a good idea. There you go. The project's already had one. Combine them two together, more people going. Done. I don't know projects if you really advertise that one on at least on the Asharia server, but I'm not sure. I didn't even know about that, so it'd be interesting to see how many people went. Oh, town event, right? Well, there you go. I mean, if you want it to remain a town event, that's up to you. I mean, likely it's not a bad idea to maybe copy that if it's successful. But yeah, I mean, if anyone else obviously has any other ideas, let us know. We can help you out. We can push it. Yeah, a bar event would be nice as well. Totally not copying what Pick does. What? No, joking. But yeah, you cope. But yeah, that would be nice as well. I know that was supposed to happen, and then you got invaded by the salami virus. So, is what it is. We'll just move on from this one because I really don't think there's going to be anything else that anyone's going to say if they haven't said it already.
I'm alive. I'm
Oh,
alive.
there we are. Right. Did you hear any of that?
It's chaotic over here at the moment. I heard like part of it.
What?
I heard like the last few sentences.
Okay, right. Well, I just picked up on some of the other things. So I went through the events thing, and then some people dropped ideas. But I did skip over one of them, and I'm just going to leave it to you because you know what it's about, not me. About reviewing the Constitution. So I'll leave that to you.
Reviewing the Constitution. What is that? But I don't. What? What do you? Okay. I'm just gonna ignore that.
Skip, sorry.
Let me get the Constitution. Hold on.
Oh, please don't. I have all my building things on me.
Okay, if you'll look into Mike, I put the Constitution there. Just take a quick read through it. If anyone has any suggestions at all to improve our laws or anything along those lines, just leave your suggestions here. Just yeah, give us all money each week. I'm afraid I can't do that. Make cars legal. Not this again.
Give us money each week is like reverse taxation. You're
So
not on like state benefits.
merge with
None of
VARM.
that round here.
Sorry, project. I don't think I can merge with VARM.
Make tanks legal. Where was it? Someone must have the screenshot where they built a tank. Where was that?
Kelton has tanks, yeah.
That's it. That is it. Tank. I mean, we've got tanks. How do we not have cars?
Give
That
it
is how advanced this place is.
Val, can I make tanks?
And they say West Asharia is underdeveloped.
So
Just too many places ahead.
We will march on the east with our advanced machinery and weapons.
Armored warfare. Oh, nukes. Yeah, the nuclear program's coming along very well.
So true, so true.
Yeah, I can't say too much about it at the moment. Can we invade the West? I mean, we are the West. So, I mean, not strictly, but
Well, I mean, the only bit of land that we're still missing from Raykara is in the Northern Crowns, and I mean, I don't really feel like invading them right now. I totally could if I wanted to.
the threat of the online nuclear program, when that becomes online, that will just, that will make them back down.
Project says no balls. Okay, I have an announcement. We're invading the Northern Crowns.
Right. Also, on a real note, not low, what the hell? Real note, Altaloon, right? We already tried. Oh my god, that's a lot of spam. In chat, damn. But we've already tried talking to the Northern Crowns about a land purchase. This is separate from what Val's talking about buying their like crummy little unfinished islands. And they probably won't. But if they ever were willing to sell, land, let alone a town, because I'm pretty sure it is a town that's there. I think it's Gdansk. Is it something like that? It will probably be for stupid amounts of money because they offered us for like that. If you ever look at the Dine map, if you look next to Bohemia and just north of like where Goldhain was, you've got these like crummy set of islands, and there's one big one in the middle which is completely unfinished. It doesn't even connect to the seafloor, and they said no, nothing less than like 800k. So obviously that was a no. But yeah. Not the tiny little ones, the ones that's just floating at the minute.
Good day
Just that.
overclaiming
So,
into our territory, by the way, which I'm very not happy about.
yeah,
I'll have
that's
to
been
bring
a
that up too.
long-standing issue. So they will probably, if they ever did sell that town, it would be for extortionate prices, which isn't really worth it unless you really want to blow all that cash. But yeah,
Okay, hear me out though. Instead of buying the land, we just take it.
you get on the same page.
We just take the land. I mean,
Yeah, what are they going to do? Say no?
so true. Invade North.
Yeah, I mean, look, we just deploy the tanks. What are they going to do? They won't see it coming. They won't.
Well, I mean, if I remember correctly, the East has fucking like mech suits, so you know, we're a pretty advanced nation.
Yeah, we just went down like the wrong part of the tech tree.
Hey, tanks are still just as cool. Listen, okay, the thing with the tanks is no one knows who built those and no one knows why. They're not lore accurate. They're not like
They are. You just won't admit. I just won't admit.
I mean, okay. I get your reasoning. If Simulami can build a giant ass airship in our waters, then why can't we have tanks? I get your reasoning. But Simulami doesn't know what lore is. They wouldn't know it if lore was a person and punched them in the fucking nose. They wouldn't know.
Oh well. The time will come for that anyway. But I think I mean, that went very off topic. I can't even remember what we were originally on about.
Right.
With the Constitution.
Yeah, the Constitution.
Yeah.
If if anyone has any legitimate changes that they might
Yeah.
want to see,
Like government structure, all that kind of rubbish.
um, if you have any suggestions for what roles give Raykara and Goldhaven freedom, I don't want to do that. I love you guys. Gay
Gay
Tuesday.
Tuesdays. I'll tell you what, that's a good idea. But Gay Wednesdays, we'll talk. I got to say Gay Wednesdays over Gay Tuesdays.
What
But I
about
like the idea. I like the initiative, and I want to take this further. You're in.
what about Femboy Fridays? What about those?
And that's very good. I feel like that's going to cause a lot of controversy.
Can we vote on this, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, some
Here,
negative reception there.
here.
I'm sure. Look, if we had Fox here, it would be a yes. So
So
you know,
true. So
call
true.
it 2-1. But yeah, no. On an actual real note, if you do have any sort of suggestion, read through it first. Obviously, don't say something if you've not read through it, because you might just be
Right.
making a point that's already in there. But
Can I bring
I
that
haven't.
to Femboy
Yeah,
Friday? Nothing bad will happen, trust me.
yeah. Because we haven't changed the actual constitution for a long time. We were going to, and we didn't, because there was nothing really worth putting down.
Right.
But you know, if you have specifically any ideas, it doesn't necessarily have to relate to the government, because if you read through it, there's still a lot of stuff which doesn't, relate to it. So if you've got anything which you think would fit in, or something you maybe want to remove, because there might be something in there which you don't like, and you don't want to change it, you just want it flat out removed, you know, just put it in one of the channels. I don't know what specific one, just any will get the idea. Maybe a citizen one. We'll put it in just citizen suggestions. That'll be fine, because that makes the most sense. Just put it there, have a read, you
Right.
know, and do all that. But I think that just about wraps that one up.
So many Bohemians. I think the Bohemians are the most active group in Raykara at the moment. So true. Let's see. If no one has any suggestions they want to give out, I do want to at some point have like role play events with the Senate, because so far, except for one occasion that we don't really talk about, the Senate's
bad.
been the Senate's been more of a like out of character thing. So like we could, like pass laws and stuff like that. I think we should do stuff like that more.
Yeah. Yeah. It would be nice to do
No.
something like that. I'm obviously not saying, God forbid, anymore in the actual meetings, but doing something around that. So, say for example, someone's running a RP event and it somehow relates to the Senate. You could call, say, maybe an impromptu meeting where it is in RP, and then you discuss maybe something about it. Or, I mean, this is very, a little bit out there, but if, for example, there was some sort of uh, like legal or like maybe a trial, if there's something involving a trial, obviously we don't really have a court. We don't really have a court here, so maybe bring them in front of the Senate, that kind of thing.
Right.
Why aren't right? That's great. But yeah, along them, which maybe involves. Obviously, we only do these meetings once a month, if that. So it would be nice, to get people in and out, because obviously not everyone comes to the same meet either. So to have an excuse to maybe do something along quite good. But yeah, the whole events thing also obviously applies to the Senate meetings. So, well, the ideas of events. I can't remember what I just said. That's terrible. But yeah, if you've got any ideas for events, obviously RP stuff would be under that umbrella.
Right.
Or storylines, alternatively.
Storylines are pretty cool.
They
Let's
are.
see. If that's all
Everyone
regarding,
that doesn't have a group should make one.
if that's everything regarding that topic, I want to move on to
What is next? Yeah.
what else do we have? Um, I wanna see how our little armory is doing up here in the north. I wanna see how well equipped we are. I'm not even worried about Raykara City. Okay, listen, we don't have to be rich to have a good armory. Like, I mean,
No, we're not rich.
it costs nothing to grind, to be on the grind.
We need like a doomsday book so that we can like catalog all of the bits that everyone has that can be used, say in a war, or if they want to contribute it. That's what I mean more.
Right. Who's the mayor of Kelton?
Good question. Let me check.
I know Kelton is being transferred. Um,
It's Mano, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. Um, Hero Crime said that he'd get it transferred at some point, and then probably quit Stoneworks forever after that.
Right.
We want to take over Cactus Farm that's being constructed. And even though it is kind of dead at the moment, which kind of dead is a bit of an understatement as far as I'm aware. We should totally get more of our people into the Legion. I think that would be pretty good.
Make it mandatory. Warlog it. Bring back prizes of war.
Mm.
Do that, people. Go. Go fight because it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, at least, relying on merc groups to handle all of our wars could be a huge weakness at some point in the future. So, I mean, it'd be pretty cool if we had like an actual, if we contributed to the uh, national military, you know?
Got to rep us in the wars.
What about a duchy military? I mean, uh, we're not. I
Okay.
mean, duchies themselves. I'm not sure if there's been any specifications on if duchies can themselves can have their own like private militias. I mean, I know.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay.
Yeah.
We used to have an army. It didn't work out.
Yeah, we tried one, and if I'm remembering correctly, it was folded. No, it wasn't folded. It was Fox. Actually, Fox was meant to run it.
We don't have any trainers. What do you mean? We have like Howard. We have Duke. Like they need to step it up, man.
What do you mean we have Howard? Is Howard still here?
Howard, like the S plus
Oh, I said
AVP.
Howard. I was like, what?
Not the little kid.
I was gonna say, what the hell is he still doing here?
Yeah, not Howard. Howard
Oh,
with a T, with two T's.
okay, you sign really.
Oh crap! Hold on. I'll be right back. Jay, you can
Yeah.
take it from here for another few minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. BRB.
So obviously, Fox. You know, if anyone knows Fox knows that he's a very super reliable person. Totally won't backstab you or, leave you in the dust or anything. So I think last time we tried it, we said, right, Fox, you run it, and he was like, yep, I'm going to do it, and he never did anything. So that was great. But now that he's got his own little thing going on in Newmar, he's got loads of people in his little army. So I'm pretty sure that I'm not sure if all of the vassals do. I'm pretty sure the bigger ones do, like have their own armies. I'm not really sure about the little ones and like the more protectorate ones. Oh yeah, you're in his little group. Yeah, I poke around it every now and then. The little Hello Kitty thing. Ugh, bit weird. But yeah. So yeah, we don't, and we're probably not gonna. Let's be honest. Like, we're probably not gonna do our own one because it doesn't really make sense, and why just us have our own little one when we could just put everyone into the national one, which has two benefits because you're operating as one bigger group, and two, it's more manpower. Yeah, you can do that if you want. Project. So yeah, there's not really much point in us running our own one because why would we specifically need it as well? Who are we defending against specifically? Doesn't 100% make too much sense. Maybe it will change in the future. Maybe the situation will change. I don't think so, but that's for the future to decide. If anyone wants to dispute that, you're more than welcome to. But it would be nice if you're not already people get into the Legion, do that, because I know that is actually active, I'm pretty sure, and there are trainings and they look cool, so go do them. We'll just move on from that because I don't really think there's much else to say. Okay, here's the big one. I think this is the juicy one, which I think Val's kind of been leading up to, and I'm gonna just right off the bat disagree with it. I'm gonna read it out word for word what Al has said, and it goes: discuss new duchies within Raykara. As with the addition of the Igalia Duchy, we may be able to better organise the region if we establish them. So I'm not exactly sure to what degree of autonomy, theoretically, if this happened, I'm not exactly sure what degree of autonomy Val would want each duchy and exactly what lines they would be drawn down. Because there are only two duchies really in the whole of Raykara. You've got like Raykara itself / Iskania, same thing, and then you've got Igalia. I think I don't know exactly what Val's thought process is with that. That's for Val to go over. Val's gonna have reasoning. I disagree with it because I think it's only gonna cause sort of instability, and I feel like it's very unnecessary. But I'm sure Val's got reasons, so I'm not gonna say too much on that because I don't exactly want to.
All right.
Oh, there you go. Perfect timing. All right, we just moved on to the duchies thing the final
Oh.
point.
Right, right.
So I said that I'll let you explain because it's your idea. So
Right. So, with the addition of Agalia into our beautiful, beautiful kingdom, um, I feel like we're getting to the point where it's like I feel like it would be easier to organize things if we were split into maybe regions or duchies, you know? Um,
why?
I just feel like it'd be easier, you know?
Ooh,
I mean, the way we have it now, it's pretty much just like 50-50 on the idea. I mean, the way we have it now, I mean, every city is its own region, which I mean, it's like at least on the Toddles map, anyways.
so let's say theoretically this went through, right? What duchies would we be looking at? Like size or amount of towns or how many? You know, something like that.
We'd be, let's see. Agalia by itself, uh, like all of the land that we just got, could be a region by itself.
Yeah,
Um,
makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it would make more sense to kind of still divide it along historic lines.
right, like we
So
could,
maybe have the towns which aren't or weren't a part of the original Raykara.
like we don't even
'Cause
have
it's-
to have it like split into like 4 or 5 regions. We can just have like Agalia and then Core Raykara.
Yeah, I mean, it's like what I said earlier.
Right.
I, yeah, I mean, I said it before, but like, it's. I don't think it's a bad idea. But the only thing is that it kind of feels unnecessary. Like, I, there's no. I don't really see the benefits. Against the potential downsides.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm on the kind of same page with Lightly because uh, it doesn't feel like a reason. And the thing is that without kind of setting up a way that or setting up a way that would be properly managed and administered, and to what degree of autonomy and how it would run its own thing. Because you could say that it's a duchy, but it's the Duke of it is still Yuval, or you could say that it's a duchy and it's got its own separate like little government, own little kind of senate, and it's maybe got its own duke. So there's like such a wide variation of like levels of autonomy. So I think obviously if that was to go ahead, I would prefer for it to be on the much more integrated side. So where it's literally pretty much just by name compared to the other end of the spectrum where it's basically they're doing their own thing.
You
The
do.
thing is that
You
the
do.
thing is that at this point is that let's be honest, there's not really a lot of people across the whole of this kingdom. Um, so who would exactly run what and do all this kind of stuff? Because I know you've kind of mentioned it before, Val, about kind of splitting up areas. I suppose kind of you could call it like little duchies as well, but splitting up kind of small sections for someone to run or kind of be in charge of. I prefer that idea much more to splitting it up into duchies because that seems more of a kind of official way of doing it. If you get what I mean,
Mm.
like a kind of more official like split up. And I would prefer maybe having someone take charge of a smaller region and run that, and they're in charge and they have to report back and show that level of progress compared to it being just a bit of an outright split.
Yeah.
But it kind of goes back to the same things that I was saying before. It's like, to what level, to what degree do you want to do that? And I agree with Lava right here. We don't want to break into 10 mini regions. Three-ish is a good amount. I think 3, 4, however many people you want, maybe 5 at max, whatever. However many people you want running a region. I mean, how many towns do we have? We have like what, 14, 15? We've
Oh,
got a lot of towns.
we have a
It's something
we have a
we've got a lot, and they're all relatively small. So you could definitely bunch them into 3, 4, 5 people, you know, this is all. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's like the thing is like you're right with that. Is you could say we do have too many towns. The thing is though is that they're all, with very few exceptions, they're all quite small. Like nothing really bigger than village or town, you know. And but the thing is how do you find a solution to that situation? You know, because we've done it with Kalstron, where we just disbanded it, but I'm pretty sure we're all going to be in agreement in saying that we don't want to give up on other towns.
Right.
You know, I think we want to keep them all operational and we want to get people in there. I mean, this is exactly why Value put out that like advertisement for the new people. You know, we want people to come in and take it over and be active and do things with it. And I'll get on to talking about town advertisements in a minute. But you know, what kind of solutions are we going to come up to tackle that issue? You know, are we going to try and integrate towns? I've kind of suggested this before. We do have some towns which are, actually quite close to each other. I mean, yeah, just look at Raykara and Goldhain. Exactly, see, like you're literally, we're literally almost repeating each other. I do think integrating towns is a good idea. I think it's a kind of, especially with, say, for example, Goldhain, it's a big thing or big project, to really take on. Because look at Goldhain; it's a big town on its own. To be fair, but there's a lot of benefits to that, and we have a lot of towns, who pretty much forever. If we look at towns like Abraxius, specifically, it's always the one that comes to mind. Is that nothing's ever really been done with it. It has no kind of lore on its own, no kind of background. It's been in flux because its status, even as a town, for months, if not going on a year at this point, because it's been, between mayors. It's, obviously it was, in, Xeno's hands for a little while. But it's like, what do we do? Because I obviously think that this applies to every town. Like, what are you going to do with, say, somewhere like Solitude, or with Photon in Balne, or even me? Like, we're quite split up. These towns are quite far away. So, what are we going to kind of do to remedy this issue, if not bringing in new people or promoting new people, to Akasiros, Akasaurs, people with the ambition to start running these towns. Because otherwise, we're just going to keep going in this endless loop. And it's not, this isn't just us going through this issue. It's, and you'll hear, if you ever hear Hazel go on about it, Hazel won't stop going on about it, going on about, getting people in to do these towns, like run these towns, or,
Right.
getting people to completely give up where they are and move to maybe a busier town or a bigger town, a more developed town. I totally disagree with that. That's a whole other subject. We've kind of got to be looking at, probably on a case by case basis, of what to do with this town, how are we going to manage it, and more importantly, what is its future prospects? Because each town's going to be different. Okay, like, when you've got big towns, say on the coast, Raykara, Big Forest, the potential for Galitz, all big towns, and they could be even bigger, and they can be active, and they can be, centres. But then you've got other towns, I'll put myself out there, Forkeen, Balney, other towns in Agalia are tiny. Like, what are we going to do on a case by case basis? So I think that's something to look for. Maybe not necessarily now, but in a case by case in the future. And I'd like to, and I really like it in the feedback, especially from like Lava here. So I'd like to hear a lot of people's suggestions going forwards, because it's going to be a problem for ages unless we, putting more permanent solutions. Let's see what Lava said. I've not really read through it. As a whole, is too large to improve by any amount with only the amount of people we have active right now. However, if we made a couple duchies within our duchy, it would be easier to focus on one thing at a time, one region at a time. That's an excellent example of feedback. And to be honest, makes a perfectly good point there, Lava. I think that is a good idea. Whether we're all in agreement and want to go ahead with that, that's something maybe we put to a vote. But yeah, the benefits of that, and this is also an idea which hasn't totally been ruled out before, looking at I think maybe it's more on a town by town basis before, but yeah, maybe splitting it up, into regions. Right, we'll develop this. What do we want to do with this? What we're going to do with its, maybe religion sort of, but what do we want to do with its culture, its law, its background? What do we want to do with its future? What's it's going to be known for? How are we going to make this town active and keep people here? Because at the end of the day, that's what we want to do. We want to bring people in and keep them here. And yeah, implement a trial period. If it doesn't work out, then we can disband the system and return to our unified state. I'll actually come in with my own little suggestion here, and it's going to kind of combine what we've just been talking about with Lava's suggestion. So, what if, say for example, right, let's say we split up Raykara into 3-4 regions of, 3 or 4 or 5 towns, just as, just for whatever, and we use each region, bang, 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 and we just do everything we can to develop it. I mean, the thing is, this isn't going to be a short-term project. Okay, this is going to be a long-term project. There's no denying that, because if we want to do it region by region, it's going to take time and it's going to require the effort, and we're going to need people in to do it. And I'm going to go into advertising, like I've mentioned before, again in a minute, because I think it's so important to doing this. But let's say we develop these regions one by one, and then once they're all developed, hopefully at the end we just disband it, bring it back as one, done. So we only split it up temporarily to develop these regions. What do we think? How will we choose people to run the duchies? Good question.
It doesn't have to be treated as like Dutch
Yeah,
per se.
yeah,
We don't have to like assign a duke and everything like that. We
yeah.
just
It is a team effort.
yeah.
I mean, maybe. I mean, look, Val, if you, I mean, obviously, you're the one calling all the shots. If you want to specifically put someone in front of, at the forefront of it, that's up to you. Maybe a vote, or if anyone wants to volunteer, because we're not at the minute looking at a lot of people necessarily to do everything. So if anyone, wants to volunteer to take on a responsibility, and it will be a responsibility, right? Because you're electing yourself, to a project, and you're going to be in charge of it, so you're going to be held accountable for its progress. But if you want to volunteer, or if you want to put yourself up for, a short election, then it's fine. Or we don't even have to have an election. It can just be a few people that run it, and then other people come along, do their bit, then maybe go do whatever they want somewhere else.
Mhm.
I mean, I elect people who run duchies as actual duchies, or just like what I said, a kind of temporary thing. Permanent. Okay, that's something which we will probably need to gather up a bit of feedback from everyone about that. True. True. I suppose it's an incentive. Yeah. Re-election basis. I mean, the thing is with that, Lava, it's a good idea, but that is relying on the fact that the project goes, on long enough without it running out of steam. And also, what if you're like the only person running for it? That means that you're automatically going to run it. To be honest, I think maybe I think to kind of avoid all this in the first place, Second Republic, God, I would suggest actually just maybe if Val wants, it's up to you, but if you want Val, maybe just appointing someone if they don't already volunteer to run a region for a bit and just to manage it. I think that's better than instead of having people, have to keep re-electing it. I'm not saying, obviously if you pick someone and they don't want to do it, you can't force someone to do it, but maybe, getting the ball kind of going.
That's another
That's just,
question. How would we split the duchies? I mean, from what I had in mind, like the two that I really just had the idea with would be just the Agalia region that we got from Varmirion, and then or Raykara would be the rest. But I mean, if you guys want to like draw up ideas on like a map or something, you can do that too.
I mean, to be honest, having it split up as two as a starting point, I don't think is a bad idea.
It is important to because people brought up points earlier about someone being more loyal to their duchy rather than the kingdom itself, which I mean, that could be a problem.
Yeah,
But as long as we don't, right, as long as we don't promote regional like nationalism, like like if we don't allow movements in say Igalia later on to split and be its own thing.
hmm,
Because I mean, they're like the Igalia region itself is well known for having the most rebellions over the
yeah,
past year or so.
yeah,
So I mean, we need to if things like that ever happen, we need to crack down immediately. Like don't give them chances. Like it sounds like tough, but I mean, you have to be tough with people who want to, split your kingdom apart.
yeah. I mean, we've had a very recent example of that. Folded. I know I've just said the
Was
S word.
the 26-hour rebellion was nothing compared to
Yeah,
the whole duchy seceding.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, we got away with that as a complete fluke, and
We got
projects.
we got away
You
with
know,
it because Folded's friends are stupid.
yeah, Folded and his friends are stupid, and project outsmarted them. But
Right,
I'm sure that any one of you here listening are much smarter than Folded and his friends. So
right.
you'll probably work out how to manage it all on your own, which is great as long as you're on our side, but obviously a bit of a danger if you're not.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we still have regional nationalism, but make sure it's unified under Raykara. We need a strong national identity. I
Right.
mean, very very good point.
Gallia for a long time, for multiple times throughout every Asharia's history, has always been like its own duchy or its own nation. And this goes back all the way to the beginning of the server, like the Kingdom of Agalia, the
Yeah,
Kingdom of Neden, like it goes back that far. And I mean,
yeah, pretty OG.
things were different back then compared to now. I mean,
Yeah,
Agalia now would not be able to stand up by itself. Like
yeah,
especially now, like
yeah,
it's crippled now. It needs help.
yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, before I go back to the national identity thing, uh, I will say that if we obviously decide to go down this route of um, splitting up duchies, I think that we have to make their role as, say, a duke, as put the word out there. We have to make it very crystal clear, and this would have to go in the constitution. There's no debating it, but we have to make it crystal clear what exactly their like rights and entitlements are, because obviously we're not going to start saying that the the dukes have the same equivalent power as Val, because that doesn't make sense, right? That doesn't make sense. And no, obviously, a duke cannot run their own sort of foreign policy, and they probably won't run their own armies.
Right. Like we're not establishing a new
Yeah,
kingdom here. Like
exactly. And I think, especially in the context of our ideas of what we're kind of going on about, um, their role should purely be for the development of their specific area, and that's really it. That's it. Because what else do they need to do that's not already being run by this government, by all of you people here?
Raykar and City Guard. I mean, you know,
Yeah, I mean, militias. We've tried them so many times. If you, to be honest, like if you can run one, then congratulations. I think you almost deserve to keep it because they've failed endlessly for. Before pre-Creed. Um,
I mean, if like I don't have a problem with like a regional militia in like a
yeah,
roleplay sense. I mean, a roleplay sense, perfect.
yeah,
I love
that,
that.
that would be ideal. That would be ideal. And the thing is having one outside of RP is no better than having a regional army. It's the same thing. It's the
Right.
same thing, just a different name.
Right.
And it's a very poor disguise. It's different. Say, for example, with the Bannerman, because that's a very different purpose, and they don't serve the kind of country. But a city militia is no better than a little army.
Of course,
Is
the
that?
council was having a meeting.
Yeah. I've seen that. Oh, I see Fab's in it. Cheeky.
Oh, come on.
That's so cheeky. Fab, what are you doing? I mean, that does explain why Project I think till left.
The betrayal of the highest grade. So true.
I know it is betrayal of the highest grade. He didn't want nothing to do with us. No, it's because other reasons for him. Yeah.
I don't get
Yeah.
it.
I mean, there are a few other things which I would like to go over. It's up to everyone though if they want to end it now. Val, I suppose it's up to you if you want to.
I mean, let's go over what you want to go over. I mean,
Okay. Well, the thing is, all right. I'm gonna very, very as quick as I can run through it. So I'll go back to what I believe Lava said. Yeah, we'll do that as well at the end, maybe as well, Lava. But with a regional identity. So this is something which we've obviously been going over for a little while. I've spoken about it before. With the whole regional identity. So obviously religion's not going to be a problem. I would like to keep pushing the cultures because I'm not going to act like I'm doing everything. I'm not. I've said that I'm going to start writing up thing about culture law, and I've not. I've just literally not had time. I'd love to, but I literally don't have the time to do it. So if any of you have any ideas that you want to contribute either to the Raykari or the Rulagi or any other Neodyne culture, please, 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 please tell us. Let us know if you want to and you can write it all down. I will forward everything that I know and my ideas to you. Just let me know because I literally don't have the time to be doing that at this point. And I don't want to keep postponing it because I think it's something which, especially if we want to go down this Dutch's route, is going to become more and more important. And we need to push that. And I know that Val's been doing a lot of stuff with the Raykari things. I really want to start making it official, putting it into wikis, doing all that stuff. I know Val, you said that you were going to make a new map. I've seen that there's a new map. I don't 100% agree with the one that was put out, I think, by Project, but it is what it is. We can change it if we want to. So if any of you, I'll go over again, any of you have any ideas going towards that, please do that. Second thing, I'm going to try and run through this as quick as possible now. I've alluded to it many times with town advertisements. Okay, if you've looked in the Discord, the Creed / Raykara one, you would have seen I've updated the market ones and the jobs boards. I'm probably going to ditch the template. It doesn't really make much sense. My bad. But I kind of really want to flip town ads into doing that. And what I've got to really stress that every mayor here and Akasira, I don't know if there are any Akasiras here. There might be. If you are, please make a town advertisement and please post it in the Asharia server and get involved in recruitment tickets if you're not already. If you're an Akasor, I'm pretty sure you're entitled to a noble court role. So please let me know, and I will I will try and make sure you get that role if you are an Akasor, specifically Akasor, because I'd love to see more people from here get involved, because I think there's a lot of good opportunities for everyone. But yeah, I can't stress it enough. Please make town ads and put it in the Asharia server. There's a channel for it, and when new people join that server, they will look at that advertisement. I promise you, because they look at that channel. Okay, and there's not a lot of towns in it at the minute when you look at all the towns there are. So if you are an aspiring mayor, if you want more people to join, if you need builders, anything like that, please make an ad, put nice pictures in, and get involved if you can. I don't know if you still need the recruitment official role. That's something maybe ask Project, or I can find out if you ask me. Just get involved in tickets. If they come up, you'll be pinged for it. Just try and get people joining. And if you do get people to join, congrats. But please keep them engaged. Yep. See, thanks Lightly for that. So yeah, recruitment. Maybe go to Lightly if you need help as well. Just get people into your towns, promise them a good time, and make a good time out of it. Keep them engaged. Tell them you want to make law with them. Tell them you want to do build things. Tell them you want to do stuff on a national level. Tell them you want to go to wars with them. Make friends out of them. They want to join you. They want to be there for a reason. So keep them there. It's not really good enough getting people to come into your town and they just sit there, do nothing, and die and leave. We want to keep them around, and ideally, we want to get enough people in to the point where they're comfortable enough here, where they can maybe start moving up the ranks. We're getting promoted as Akasira, as Extors, all that kind of stuff, and they can go on their own little journey through this experience, which we call Shitty Stoneworks. We want to make the time worth it, and we've got so much potential in our towns. Which there's just so much potential, and you're all in a prime position to be on top of it. So please let me know if you're an Akasaur, if you need appropriate roles, or need to be put in tickets, pinged, all that stuff. But apart from that, I think that wraps everything up. Lava, I know I said that I would talk about the vote. I'm going to talk it over privately with Lightly Fab and Val. And then we're going to put up a poll for it probably. And then we'll kind of gauge feedback. It will be in probably one of the nobility channels. So please vote on that, everyone, and get everyone else to vote on it. I believe that's everything. I don't know if Val's got any final comments. I know that Val has said BRB. TikTok. No. Has anyone got anything else that they want to bring up? I can bring you up to the stage. Or just type it. Just say me, I've got something to say. If not, I am content with calling this finished. Nothing from no one. Okay, whoa. Okay, hang on. So I really like the contributor role in Sharia where they can join the noble court or you do any citizens country. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's an excellent point. I can't believe I forgot this. I've been telling certain people, you know who you are, about getting the contributor role. If you're not an Akasor, you can still get into the noble court. Tell this to your citizens because they can also do that. Just do contributor. It's going to reset at some point. There is an internal announcement on the Asharia Discord. Please look at that. I can't remember the exact date. If you've got materials to spare or you can show up to events, because a lot of you have already shown up to events, yeah, we can absolutely lightly talk to me about that, and we will absolutely do that. We need to get projects and whoever else there so they can roll them and proof and all that kind of stuff. But yes, you can still get into the noble court if you are not an Akasor, so that includes Akasiros and any old citizen. As long as they contribute, they can be a part of the court if they really have that kind of ambition. And that's also a good incentive to keep them around. But other than that, good point, Lightly. Thanks for bringing that one up. I believe that's everything. I mean, we're kind of dwindling in numbers now. So I'm content with calling it here. I don't think that Val is going to be back. So yeah, thanks for coming out. Yeah, we have lost a lot of people for various reasons, Wi-Fi, other meetings, all that kind of stuff. But thank you everyone that's shown up and stuck around as well. It's nice because pretty much everyone I'm seeing here actually is a relatively new face to these meetings. So it's really good to see you all around, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one and
Yeah,
the other event.
I promise we have better turnouts usually. Just
Yeah, this one was not as busy, not as hectic, and it wasn't as run as well as the other ones. Blame Fab, he could have been here, he chose not to.
SMH.
Oh well. Yeah, if anyone has anything to say about anything, DM, public channel, citizen channel, whatever.
Nobility channels, please use them, please.
Yes, please save our souls, SOS. But Val, I'll let you finish it. It's your thing. So
All right, well, I guess this concludes the 9th annual meeting of the Raykaran Senate. The meeting is now closed.